All right. We just watched Antiporno by Sion Sono.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had seen it once before, but this is a movie you gotta watch twice to really grasp everything, I think. Just the way he crafts it.
Okay, I just want to get this off my chest. This is excluding Love Exposure, because Love Exposure is kind of special.
Uh-huh.
This might be my favorite Sion Sono film.
Favorite? Better than
yes.
Keiko?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. For one, I'm a sucker for what this film does.
Indeed.
I don't want to say what, because it's a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
But
I have a recommendation I want to give, but I can't give it.
Yeah. And yeah, I actually you know what I could not get out of my head while watching this?
What?
At first I thought, this would be a really great theater piece.
Exactly.
Then I thought, fuck, I want to make this into an opera.
Do you want to?
Yes, I
Really?
legit want to make this into an opera.
Holy shit.
It would not be a traditional opera. It would not be opera with necessarily operatic voices.
Uh-huh.
But there were a few source materials I've seen, actually just one or two, where I've seen if I had the opportunity to adapt something and make it into an opera thing, this is now my number one list of thing I'm gonna make an opera thing. You would need batshit crazy actors, but imagine just how fucking amazing it would be.
Yeah, talk about the acting in this movie.
The acting is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the main girl in this plays Surreal in Tag. She was one of the schoolgirls who sticks her middle finger up. It's not a big spoiler. She sticks her middle finger up whenever they mention her name. If you saw Tag a long time ago, I don't know if you remember that. Tag is another film by Sion Sono. It's very hard to. How do we begin? How do we? We can't. Yep.
It's anti-porno.
It's anti-porno.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was actually part of a project that I think someone commissioned. This was part of a Roman porn project.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they got 4 directors. I feel like if we get loud, we'll clip. No, not Pornhub. Yeah, I'm looking this up because this is a pretty important context. Although we can't really we can only talk about the context. The reboot of Roman pornography. It's actually Roman porno. It's actually a Japanese thing. It's a traditional Japanese thing. It's kind of like action films and then sexploitation films. Films that, I guess it's sort of like 60s and 70s films that were made for the movie theater, but sort of higher budget, higher quality sex films. Yeah, Roman porno. Ichijo's Wet Desire, stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's really cool to see Sion Sono's take on it.
Because it's literally not a porno.
It's not, but we can't. How deep can we go?
Okay, I have one recommendation that doesn't spoil too much.
Okay.
Millennium Actress.
Real? Yeah. I would think more Perfect Blue. Just because of what it explores psychologically.
Yes. Themes, Perfect Blue. Execution, Millennium Actress.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I would recommend Tag. They're quite different, but
they're similar enough.
They're similar enough.
Yeah.
Tag, the other. That's on Netflix. Go see it. Again, I have to do the reverse recommendation when I recommended we watched I Am Keiko, I recommended Antiporno. Now that we watch Antiporno, gotta recommend I Am Keiko.
Yeah.
Just because of the color palette mainly.
Oh, I see. I see that now.
Room. Yeah.
Yeah, the main room. I saw it instantly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're fine.
Okay. No, we're gonna get loud.
Okay.
And it's gonna start clipping.
It's fine. Don't mess with it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. No, because we're talking a very soft volume right now.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Guess we'll just deal with it afterwards. Yeah. I'm Keiko. Very different film. Same director. Yeah. Not so much the Hate trilogy. This is very different.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
What?
I hated the first 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, this is just artsy fartsy bullshit.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
which is funny because, like, I don't usually think that with this kind of stuff. But I was just like, this just feels like not worth it.
I could tell. I don't know. I'm probably bullshitting when I say I can sense your vibe, but I could sense your vibe that you weren't into it. But I knew that at some point you were gonna. I was worried that you were gonna fall asleep.
Oh really?
I would have actually said no. Keep on watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, because I knew it would immediately get your attention.
Okay. After the first 10 minutes, I got into it, and then once like it really got going,
yeah,
I like could not
exactly.
like keep my eyes off.
Yeah.
It. Yeah.
I'd say this feels a little longer than its runtime. Like it feels denser.
Yeah.
It's very dense.
Yes, this is. While it is short, what is it? How long is it?
It's an hour and 15 minutes.
Hour and 15. Yeah, I mean that's just shorter than like a traditional like short film, 90-minute film.
Yeah. But it feels very rich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot for you. Yeah, man, the second watch it was just so good, and I'll tell you why in the spoilers. There were specific things that I'm like, wow.
Yeah, there are so many things that throws around that it's, you know how we're talking about how categories is a big mess.
Yeah.
This is also a big mess, but this is a very careful mess.
Very careful.
Like that's where I get like more of like a high. Not like a.
Sure.
I get more enjoyment.
Sure.
Because like I mean this is just my unbiased talking, but right, but like when I can tell that it's so carefully crafted to deliver something very specific. Not that the other one isn't doing that its own way.
Yeah.
This is where passes on my right buttons.
Yeah. Damn, the second favorite after Low Exposure.
Yeah.
Man. This is better than Tag. This is not as good as Keiko for me. This might be third.
Okay.
I need to compare that with Cold Fish. Yeah, this is better than Cold Fish. Yeah. Yeah, this is probably my third favorite Sion Sono film. It has a pretty low rating on Letterboxd, but not many people have seen it. It's like a 3.3.
I can understand that. It's a little... What it tries to do is a little much.
Yeah.
And if you don't connect with it, you don't connect with it.
Right.
That's just what it comes down to. But the other ones don't take the kinds of risks that this one does.
Right.
Like this one... I don't know if it's a spoiler to say this, but it doesn't traditionally like go through narrative at all.
No.
Like yeah, like throw that out the window. But that's, I mean, the way it does do narrative though, it's like super interesting.
Yeah, there is a narrative.
There is a narrative.
Is not,
yeah.
Like if you've seen I Am Keiko, this is not I Am Keiko.
Yeah, I Am Keiko doesn't have a narrative.
That's an avant-garde film. That's an
yeah.
actually avant-garde film.
Yeah, but this is not an avant-garde. Well, I mean that's up to interpretation whether or not you call it avant-garde, but it's like, yeah.
I'd say it's more of like just a surreal.
Again, that's where like
it's
it makes
not.
me think. That's where it makes me think of Millennium Actress.
Oh, okay.
Because it sort of presents a reality to you.
Yep.
And forces you to do a level of interpretation of what's going on.
Yep.
That's not just surrealism.
And unlike Takashi Miike, it's not about breaking those rules. It's about like holding the same rules but just revealing new layers to it.
Yeah.
The whole thing still feels cohesive.
Yeah.
And it still feels like a universe of sorts. Of the like the universe within the film. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope this makes you, I mean it certainly does for me. It makes me more excited for more recent Sion Sono because I don't think there's been another one that's clicked this much with you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I enjoyed the first one we saw ever. Mostly, but not as much as this.
Oh, why don't you play it in Hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is way better, I think.
Yeah.
And I enjoy Tag. Tag is 5 stars for me. And I don't know where that is. That might be like really close to Antiporno. But Antiporno just does it so well. Antiporno just does what it does so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so much about the experience.
I don't know if it'll have a lot of much of a lasting power as it did with like other films.
You're right.
But as far as like the experience itself, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's correct.
Yeah.
That is objectively correct. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Who are you? What's his name? Who I shall not say.
Aw.
Or
Oh, no,
him.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no,
we're
no,
not gonna
no.
break
Let's not
them
go.
up.
Let's not go.
We're not
Let's
gonna
not
go
go there. Okay. What else should I do? I got recommendations, but I can't. I can't. Okay, so yeah, the movie's short. Guess it's not for the faint of heart.
Well, that's true with any of his stuff. Well,
Yeah.
with like 75% of his stuff.
Right. It's not. I think Suicide Club and Cold Fish might tie as his most taxing. Suicide Club by far, I think, is his most.
Well, it's called Suicide Club.
Well, yeah, exactly. Cold Fish is pretty taxing too. If you know,
I mean this.
I feel like.
I guess it's exploitative.
Yeah.
But it's, it holds true to its name. It's an anti-porno.
Yeah.
It's not really...
It's anti-porno.
I really want to know the conditions of the commission.
Uh-huh.
Because that sounds really interesting.
I think...
I almost wonder if he was just commissioned to straight up make a porno film.
No, I think someone just had an idea of a Roman porn revival, and I think the 4 directors just went nuts.
Okay.
I think they just... they had pretty... cool creative control, like pretty,
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and you can tell.
Yeah.
If the commissioner was very happy with it, because there's actually a trailer for this, but it's combined with the other 3 films.
Oh.
So it's just like the Roman porn project.
What are the other films? Are they very highly rated?
Not really, and no one has seen them. I don't know if we can even find them, but
Oh.
I'd be interested.
Me too.
And maybe it could get us into some other Japanese directors.
Yeah.
Because I think Sion Sono is the more popular or the most notorious out of the 4, but we're not Japanese, so maybe the other directors are recognized as well. Who knows? But this is the most recent film we've seen by him. It's released in 2016.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's recent.
Recent. Yeah.
Ooh.
So after Tokyo Tribe and after Tag, but I don't know what else is he doing anything this year? He might be. He should be. Yeah,
Hopefully
he reached 50 years old.
Watch him just like quit film.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think he will. He has such a strong voice.
Just a poet now.
Yeah, right. Just a poet. Or like.
Man, that'll be so sad.
Yeah, that will be sad. We still gotta watch more of his stuff.
We do. We gotta see everything.
Yeah.
I want to see all of his stuff.
Mm-hmm. Spoiler time. That's enough.
Okay,
That was
let's get into
way
spoilers.
enough.
Okay, we love this film. Go see it or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. Okay.
My recommendation, now that we're in spoilers, the Stanley Parable video game.
You're fucking right.
It's so true.
Yeah.
What really gets me, like the film seems like it's addressing something about feminism, but then you realize it's just philosophical within its own entity, in a way.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, you can argue that there's some sort of socio-political message, but I think Sion Sono cared more about just what's going on within the film. And Stanley Parable has similar moments where there are more philosophical routes you can take, but the philosophy only holds true within the nature of the video game.
Well, Stanley Parable, I mean, it makes its themes very clear. Like, you very obviously have, like, this is a bit of a spoiler for the Stanley Parable, but you obviously have moments where it's like, oh, it's parodying, like, work life and how pointless that is, or how, like, how choices in video games are kind of arbitrary,
right.
Or how, like, winning is arbitrary, or all these, they have very specific things that they make fun of in the Stanley Parable, but this, there are more layers to go through because how it presents the information to you isn't so cut and dry as
right.
in Stanley walked down the hall and so and so and so and so.
Well, this is also like a film, and I can't, I couldn't imagine after playing Stanley Parable that there's a film that tries to do that and works. I mean, it doesn't try to do the same thing.
Well, film to a certain extent can't, because with film
exactly.
you're not making like choices that react to you
exactly.
like a game does.
Uh-huh.
But as far as just like the meta-ness of it goes, I mean, that really what gets to me. I mean, like, if I were to adapt, like, I'm thinking of like how I would adapt this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's actually funny. There are a lot of parallels with this and the play that never got performed.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I never told you about it because I kind
Right.
of wanted you to go
So
into
he wrote
that.
a play.
Yeah, so I wrote a play that, like...
That was going to be
It was going to
premiered.
be done by a group of students at my school. And I finished it, and it made people so uncomfortable that they just didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
And
there
it
was
was
also a bunch of other situations with the group.
Yeah, the group is also, like, there are a lot of issues with organizations
Yeah.
and stuff. That was kind of out of my control.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very much in line of what this film is doing.
Wow.
And, like, exploring these themes and in a meta-contextual way
Mm-hmm.
that, like, mine had more to do with, like, the image of the creator making it.
Okay.
But where this is more about the image of the performers who are doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sad it didn't get performed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's only somewhat relevant,
Right.
but
Let's
like
get into
that's
the
part of the
film.
reason why, like, I'm so
It's
like
yeah.
this is so cool. I'm gonna do this now.
Uh-huh. Right.
Or like I want to do something similar to this because I already have in some extent.
Yeah.
Not just
Opera.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You could even integrate some Tales of Hoffmann, the opera they use.
Yeah, maybe.
Somehow make
Yeah.
a cheeky little reference, do a little
Yeah.
motif. I don't know.
I
don't
mean,
know
I
if
would
that's
have
a
to
thing.
really make it my own, knowing how Sion Sono likes to treat adaptations
Right.
of his stuff.
Right. Like
Which-
Tokyo Tribe.
I mean, because, like, it would... Well, I remember reading a Wikipedia article of the manga of someone wanted to do of Suicide Club.
Oh.
I remember reading that, like, he agreed for it to be done on the condition that they didn't just copy his story,
Uh-huh.
but, like, they made his own story.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's just me making conjecture.
It's like, I mean, this is a bit of a tangent, but did you know when they released 2001: A Space Odyssey, there was a novel
Oh, yeah, there is a novel
that came
for
out
that.
along with the movie as a companion piece?
But it's not, like, based on the novel.
No, because the novel came after the film.
Okay.
But I think it does a similar thing where it fleshes out some plot.
Uh-huh.
And, like, this is similar.
Yeah.
Kubrick.
Well, for a
Sion
film like
Sono.
that, yeah, it's... For something that's meant to be mainstream and kind of out there, that's... I mean, I guess that's helpful for audience members who kind of want that experience.
I don't know how mainstream 2001 was aimed to be.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that's a really strange case.
Yeah.
It just happened to
Yeah,
be.
it just happened to become like
something
this big cornerstone film.
Yeah. And
Well,
this
for
should
good
be
reason,
the real
it's a great
stuff.
Yeah.
This should be the good stuff.
Yeah, where there's this, where, I mean, well, the content's a little extreme here,
Mm-hmm.
so this isn't going to be something that, okay. Oh, there's another film I gotta recommend.
What is it?
The Buñuel film we almost watched today.
The Phantom of Liberty?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And you'll see why once we watch it.
All right, now I'm excited.
There is a certain scene that
Oh,
parallels
Jesus.
with a scene that is very famous in that film.
Really?
Yes.
Well, Discreet Charm also has that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Remember, there's that one
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, Buñuel. Decent to good, famous, iconic surrealist director. I haven't seen a film by his that really clicks yet, but Mark says
This film, it
Phantom of
might
Liberty-
click. It might really click for you, Phantom of Liberty. I
Alright.
almost would have wanted it to be the next film you watch.
Man.
I almost do, because I'm really interested to see how you take it.
Okay.
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 Let's see what else. But yeah, I mean, things that just floor me about this film. I'm really
Everything.
well, everything, right? But like, because I'm still processing it.
Yeah.
But like, how characters are written to have absolutely no filter.
That's true.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of interesting because, if you think about it, porn is kind of that way too.
Right. Right. And I feel like he approached it in a way where, like, you see these characters who are, like, going crazy. They're, like, stripping. There's, like, nudity. And then there's, like, a rape thing that becomes consensual halfway. And then I feel like Sion Sono's like, let's give this character a backstory. And then let's make all the events out of time.
Well, are you talking about the moment when it switched into the meta?
It switched in the meta, and then it went to, like, the family life. And it played it so that it's self-important, like, these events are what led her to want to be a whore.
Mm-hmm.
it's because she's seen the parents have sex so much, and then the sister's suicide might be the event that triggered, or not suicide. Who knows if that's a suicide, assisted suicide.
Oh, right, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
it only just clicked.
Yeah, because see, the first time I watched it, I was definitely more exploring the meta. This time, I was really putting the puzzle together of who this person really is and why certain things exist. And so the philosophy, how relevant it is, I don't know, but how the philosophy of it really gelled with me this time. So I guess we should talk more about the meta stuff.
Yeah.
For a bit.
Yeah, it was interesting when the first switch happened. First, I was just like, of course. But it was interesting because initially, like what's most apparent is that the power reverses.
Yep. Oh yeah. Exactly.
That's so interesting. But then, like when she goes back to acting, things start to get a little blurry.
Things get a little blurry
to where the power is.
Yep.
It's so interesting because it ties in with the themes that it explores too. With oh, you know what else I was reminded of? Poppy.
Okay, sure.
You can see why?
Yes.
Especially in the first bit before it really gets that complicated into like all of the different layers of meta. Like at first this seemed to be like a really intense like satire on like celebrity culture.
Right.
But as soon as it became about the actors, it became very clear that this was just a very like intense message about actors.
Yes.
And like exploitation of actors and like, well, of course, sex.
Yeah.
Because what Sion Sono film isn't about sex.
Exactly.
And how it functions in Japanese culture. And.
But a lot of it is just meta for meta's sake, but it does it so well.
Well, it's a narrative device that just. It's a narrative device for its own sake. Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's a film that explores meta to assist its exploration of perversion.
I guess so.
It's like they both go hand in hand because of how meta it is. You can explore the nature of actresses and sex further, but because of the sex, you can also do the meta. Okay, no, the other one it doesn't really work vice versa, but the meta definitely helps with the exploration because cause and effect aren't that apparent at first. But then as you go into her backstory, you see the certain things that trigger her to become who she is today or in present time, whatever that means. And it's more clear what Sion Sono is exploring in that sense. And the way it tells the narrative is very interesting. And anytime you think, okay, so every reveal we're like, oh, this is fake, but this is now real. That layer also gets stripped away later on. Like a camera crew appears within her household. And then there's but there's also things like you see at the beginning, you see two people having sex in the woods on the projector, and you're like, what is that? She's just watching that. But then you realize that's actually also a part of her story. And so the real stuff and the fiction stuff or the cinematic stuff gets combined.
Yeah, they get blurred.
Yeah.
Something I thought was really clever about that particularly is that when that happens, like when we see the scene later in the film, she says something along the lines of, "Oh no, we can just grind."
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's what the actors are probably actually doing when they're simulating the act of what sex looks like on camera. And then when they show it a second time, she says, "This is when I lost my virginity." It doesn't show anything.
Right.
Because they never actually had sex.
Right. Oh, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so true. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I mean that's just an interpretation that maybe could be taken differently, but like that's how I read it.
I had this interpretation of something that I was ready to say just to blow your mind, but I can't remember it for the life of me because this film has so much stuff going on. But and then there's like the dead sister who like comes back and like haunts her. That's weird. The part I really don't get, and I don't know if this is something that's interesting to you as of this viewing, but like after her sister dies, or like when the part where she's processing it is when the butterflies all fly to the ceiling. And butterflies, I think, represent death in Japan, in Japanese symbolism. And then the next thing we see is like the official role reversal between the two actresses in a version of the room that's lit very differently with like a lot of sunlight, but in a very dark thing. And then she starts yelling, "Where's my sister? I can't find my sister."
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't know. For me, when I watched that scene, I was just like, is this heaven? Because the butterflies flew up. I don't know. It was just like, why is she there and why does she want her sister back there specifically? I don't know.
Well, she says a lot of things in that breakdown of I Remember.
It's true.
Like, isn't that what transitions into the very final paint scene?
Yes.
Yeah. I love the fucking head smash into the cake.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorite cinematic things ever. Oh my god,
really?
It's so funny.
Oh, really?
I want to make that happen in real life.
Okay.
I want a person to do that. That will be amazing.
Hey, there's the director and you speaking.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, I could tell a lot of the slaps were like real. Not all of them were.
Oh, like
when the director slaps the actress and when the other actress slaps the actress.
Oh, they probably enhance it with sound.
They probably enhance it with sound, but a few of them, I'm like, there's no way. Like when he hits her with the script.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like,
well, that's
wow,
not actually. I mean, that doesn't hurt at all.
It doesn't hurt at all.
But they make it look. I mean, they have ways of making it look more.
Well,
intense
I'm sure, but.
But all right, he does get it pretty hard, right?
But it's like it definitely is enhanced by the way they were acting, where everything is so unfiltered. And so when that happens, some of them really hit me hard. It's like, wow, they're going for it. Even on this rewatch, like they're going for it.
That wasn't actually Sion Sono, the director.
That's not Sion Sono.
Yeah,
that didn't look like Sion Sono at all.
That kind of that made this sort of like its own fiction.
Yeah.
Because what he could have done is actually put himself in that role, but that would have implied a very specific narrative. I think of like blending like the real world with whatever fictional world that he's putting inside the meta.
Right, and there have been documentaries that you show Sion Sono as not a very nice director. The Love Exposure one.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably, who knows if he goes
like
this
more.
far.
Well, I remember that documentary. He didn't really come across as not nice, but like
he was just very, very stoic.
Yeah, very stoic.
Yeah,
and like not really.
Very matter of fact.
Yeah.
He never really insulted the actress who played Yoko.
Yeah, not like this.
No, not like this.
No, like. I mean, maybe in his mind, like, this is, like, what he thinks. I don't know.
But it's clear, like, the actors and actresses he picks to... He finds one actor or actress, and if he or she does something really well, he would cast her, usually an actress, cast her in a more daring role. Like in Guilty of Romance. The main actress, the wife, who goes crazy. But she was also in Cold Fish. She was the main character's wife in Cold Fish. But she plays a much more reserved role. In this one, Surreal and Tag didn't do much at all. But then I think he saw something in the actress and then cast her in Antiporno.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like,
her acting even like informed some of the meta in this film.
That's true.
Yeah, because like one of the things that like when the meta switch happens is that she says, "Oh, this filthy whore can't act," which is like so ironic because she just did this amazing performance for the first 30 minutes of the film.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing though. I forgot how long that first chunk was before the first meta happened.
Yeah.
It felt like 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
How long is it really?
I don't know. I'd say it's closer to 20 probably.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but
30.
the anticipation of it during this rewatch was crazy. I'm just like, oh wait, I forgot about the dildo rape. Oh wait, I forgot about this. I forgot about this. I forgot about this whole monologue about her novels, which nobody pays attention to. Because she just, this is really freaking weird.
Theme? Don't talk about
Don't
theme.
talk about theme. Right.
That really got me.
Life doesn't have a theme.
Life doesn't have a theme. That really fucking got me. Because, like that ties in with my own philosophy of what I think about making shit in a way. That it's just really hard to do that.
Right.
Well.
And then there's like the room with all her subconscious thoughts as women
Yeah.
dressed in like paper or parchment.
Yeah, at first I thought like, are these like past versions of herself? But like, oh, it became very apparent. Like, yeah, well, exactly
Yeah.
what you said. I think that's a good way of saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? It's interesting comparing like the surrealism in this film to something like David Lynch.
Uh-huh.
With, I mean, I've only seen
Mulholland Drive.
I think we've only seen Mulholland Drive.
I'm down to watch Twin Peaks, maybe just on my own sometime.
Okay. Yeah. I know for when I watch Mulholland Drive, I sort of called it not my kind of surrealism. Seeing stuff like this helps me sort of explain that, because like the surrealism in this, it's very, I think it's easier to make connections as to get meaning from it.
Okay.
Where with Lynch, like, it's harder to make that connection between imagery and meaning.
Right.
And I guess that's just not a bad thing, but like with this, when that connection is easier, I feel like you have more power to explore your themes deeper.
That's true. That's true. Everything feels like it has a purpose.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah. With Mulholland Drive, like, I enjoyed the trip a lot, but it did feel like its pacing was very much just Lynch deciding when this is right. It didn't feel, there wasn't an inevitability to it, you know? Like in classical music, we talk about like making a piece sound inevitable, like the way Brahms writes, which is very methodical. Because Sion Sono is the Brahms of surreal cinema. This is the most pretentious thing I've ever said in my life. That's not supposed to be serious.
Oh my god. Has there ever been Brahms in Sion Sono?
Not yet.
I don't think so. He's done like Beethoven and
some Beethoven. He did the entire first movement of the Moonlight Sonata in this.
Was it the whole thing?
It was the whole first movement.
Holy shit.
Before blasting into the third for a brief moment.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Because the piano didn't really... It sounded like it was like recorded from underneath the instrument or something. Or like inside. It was... yeah.
Oh, the costume design in this. Really well done.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're not wearing clothes, I mean, there's not much costume design. I guess there is, because they're wearing some clothes. But, I mean... all the costumes in this are really great. Yeah.
Yeah. There's one thing, before any of the meta shit happens, I think it was either before the first doorbell or the second doorbell, she looks at the audience.
Yeah, I caught on to that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there are several times when they might not look right at the camera, but they like almost look at the camera.
Yeah, but that time was the most obvious. It's like, I don't know what that means. It's just meta. It's just...
Yeah, it's just meta.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe she sees the director. And I love there's like a shot when when he yells action again and the camera crew was just there for that second run through when she like sort of, loses it. That was amazing though, by the way. Like she starts off getting in character after the second, time he yelled action. And then the director screams at her, and she starts caving in. Her emotions start getting the better of her.
Right.
And I just that acting is just incredible. But I love how there's a shot where like it's close up to her face, and I'm like, wait, there was no cameraman there. How did they do like this doesn't work logistically? And then it cuts, and it shows that there's a cameraman there, and it's great. It's great. It's very well. Yeah. It.
When it fucking cut to the stage.
It cuts to the stage.
It's like she knows that someone's gonna make a theater adaptation of this. I feel like.
Really? Oh,
I just feel like
it's your calling. It's your calling, Mark. Yeah, that's very theater.
Yeah, because at least for the first 10 minutes, I believe all of the shots are done as if it were on a stage.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Yeah, like it's shot as if it were a theater
Not
piece.
Not even the first 10. Maybe like even the first before any of the meta happens.
Well, purely in terms of cinematography. Like, there were a few shots, like, because I caught on to this early on and started looking for it. There are a few shots where the camera actually goes behind the paintings. So, I mean, like, obviously you can't do that in a theater. You would have to, not do that. But, I mean, yeah, you could have that exact set, and the first 20 minutes will work just fine.
But, yeah, the first 20 minutes, it got to a point where things were happening simultaneously, different things, but everything would be placed so methodically that like if you get the right shot, a single shot, you could see everything. And there were shots where you could see the rape, you could see the servant girl, whatever, the servant lady, and then you see the main actress all doing their thing in one go. And that just reminded me of a theater, like a theatrical performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be some ballsy, no pun intended, some ballsy stuff.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, at this point in his career, even with Tag, it's very much about the male-female dynamic because all the crew working behind the camera are male. Mm-hmm. And there's this scene where they're all sneering and laughing at her while she licks the leg.
It's very intentional. Yeah.
Yeah. Which,
Holy
I
shit.
mean, not gonna. Oh, shit. Yeah, I can't spoil anything for Tag.
I mean,
Tag does similar things.
Oh yeah, Tag is extremely similar.
Yes.
Yeah, with exploring. Compare this with something like Female Prisoner.
Yeah.
You know that talk we had on exploitation? Yes. This is exploitation, but it's almost commentary. It's the whole purpose of it is framed as commentary on the exploitation.
Right.
So it's like exploitation, but it has an excuse to be exploitation.
Yeah.
Almost.
But if you explore the purely philosophical point of this, it's very against what a lot of people politically and in their art advocate. So basically we have this girl who wants to be free, but with that whole monologue that keeps on getting repeated about like freedom is like this illusion that like men created, and that women are better off being just a mutt. You have to know the freedom of a mutt. I was just like, wow, man, Sion Sono has balls to say something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the context of Japanese culture.
Right.
Which, I mean, I know a lot about Japanese culture, but I would imagine saying something like that would mean even more than in American culture.
Right, but it does feel like he's exploring that theme just for the sake of exploring it, because if we look at Guilty of Romance, it's kind of not about that. It is about the liberations at a cost, obviously.
I mean...
But does he advocate it in Guilty of Romance, or is he looking at it from like an,
It seems to be just
satirical.
Struggling with like sexual impulses.
Impulses, sexual identity.
Yeah. Sexual...
And how your knowledge of sex when you're younger might affect how things happen. Because the Guilty of Romance, we have someone who's a very, not too many spoilers, who's a very, held back housewife, very good housewife.
Yeah. Also, to give context, Guilty of Romance is third in a kind of a series of Sion Sono.
Yeah, the Hate trilogy.
Which specifically explores sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But in this film, we have someone who is aware of sex from very young. I like the dinner table scene where she's talking about sex and the other girl's talking about killing herself.
I love that scene.
Yeah, it's so funny in an odd way. And then the whole parents' reply about the whore, I love this hound's cock. I love this sexy motherfucking hound's cock. And then there's a difference between cock and... Yeah,
the difference between a cock and a... What was the other
genitalia.
Term? Genitalia.
But he starts off by, he sets off that it's like, okay, there is a difference between these two things. By the way, your mom and I, we're about the cocks and the cunts. We're not about the genitalia. Like, I would have thought, they would have started saying, yeah, see, what we do, that's genitalia. What the prostitutes do, that's cock. But no.
Yeah. Well, it parallels what kind of she was doing in the beginning of the film, which is sort of like talking about this completely unfilteredly.
Right.
About her own pain of being a celebrity. I guess that's the best way of putting it.
I guess so. It's a weird mishmash of celebrity and sexual liberation.
And also power dynamics over she's obviously a secretary of some kind, but it also seemed to be like a student-teacher relationship as well.
Sure.
Or it could be interpreted that
way. Or
like
a secretary. Or you're talking about...
Well, the person who comes in as a secretary, laming off her
yes.
schedule, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone who serves someone else in a power situation.
Right. And then it becomes, I want to be you. And then there was that woman that she paints, where she's like,
Oh yeah.
where they just kind of start kissing.
Yeah.
And then she starts painting. Oh yeah, but the point of that is like, suddenly, in the bathroom comes the dad and the mom. So like every time she wants to go for something sexual, the dad and the mom come back to haunt her. And in fact, the very last image we see is like her flailing around, but then it gets intercut with like her trying to get up from just her mom and dad having sex near. Well, it's a stepmom. Her stepmom and dad having sex nearby, and she just can't get up.
Where's my exit? I love
Where's
that
my
line.
exit? Oh,
Fucking
there
love
you
that
go.
line.
There
Where's
you
my
go.
exit? And the film ends.
Uh-huh.
Also, another thing, she read from the screenplay.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right, she did.
Yeah.
It's the whole scene where she's twirling around, right? Or does she read?
Well, she describes the scene that she just like what transitioned from,
Right.
where she's I think whipping the.
Yes, the whipping the collar.
Yeah, the one of the dog scenes.
Right, but it's
Yeah.
interesting because at that point the roles have been reversed between the actresses.
Like twice.
Yeah, like we know, we assume that she's Kyoko. And I'm not even sure if we know her real name. I don't remember if they ever say
Yeah, I
it.
don't think they ever say it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of like the same person. In a way.
Right. But there's also this message of her wanting to do sex in front of the camera, wanting to do porn.
Yeah.
Because after the rape grind in the forest, she sees that her camera crew has disappeared and there's just one lone camera. And she has this, I interpret it as like a look of almost disappointment and confusion. Like, why did I do this? It's like sudden realization of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh, all of this was because she was so, she was so up for it during the audition and all that stuff. And then there's a realization of, wait, what am I doing this for?
Mm-hmm. You know what this is doing? This is relating porn to acting.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? It's so much. Now that we're like dissecting it.
Yeah.
It's so much. It's about power. It's about sex. It's about porn. It's about acting.
Yeah.
It's about meta. It's about just female, social commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, hopefully you've seen the film at this point, but we hope we can convert a couple of people to be Antiporno fans.
Or Sion Sono fans.
Sion Sono fans, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which isn't too hard. I know a couple of people on my Twitter who follow me actually watched I Am Keiko.
Really?
And they said they loved it.
That makes me so happy.
Exactly.
I mean, we're doing this channel mostly for us. Or at least I know.
Yeah,
but, like, if someone else watches our shit
Right.
and watches the films because of that,
Yeah.
that makes me happy.
Yeah. And they drew a connection to the director of In the Mood for Love that I hadn't seen before.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Where they said how a certain scene involving goldfish, which is very brief, was the scene that hit them the most. Because of just the imagery. And I'm like, that's what we get out of film. And I'm so glad that you saw it. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's so cool. Thanks for watching our stuff, I guess. I feel like there's always more to talk. There's got to be more to talk about.
Every time we turn the camera off, we think of something.
Yeah, especially with the
Well,
film.
not
like
every
this.
time,
but
like,
with a film
like this, yeah, we can just talk and talk. And
Yeah.
I wonder who's going to give this dissertation on Sion Sono's filmography.
Someone has done it, not very successfully.
Really?
He talked about the women in Sion Sono's film, but it's like a 10-minute video essay, and it like partially focused on anti-porno, and then I think partially focused on Guilty of Romance. But it's all very, I wouldn't say flimsy because he has good points, but they're not explored in depth. I think he was worried about spoilers because he knows that most of the audience hasn't seen it. So yeah, I wish someone could just go deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not of my best interest to really, really analyze a film like that.
Well,
so I can't see myself doing a dissertation on it.
Yeah. Well,
but if you're going to adapt it into an opera, now that it's
yeah.
You've heard it here first, guys.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll have this as evidence, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. You know the other thing I wanted to adapt into an opera? Have you heard of the third wave?
I've heard of it.
So this was a real experiment that someone did where they simulated it was someone it's like the sort of legend. This actually happened, but the legend is that someone asked the teacher a question about why didn't people stop Hitler and the Third Reich?
Mm-hmm.
So what the teacher did was he simulated fascist Germany.
Oh, jeez.
And he actually made a cult.
Oh, jeez.
And he basically was really strict with the students and encouraged nationalism.
Uh-huh.
And he called it the Third Wave.
Okay.
And it basically made a cult in school that got really violent.
Okay.
And it's really fucking scary.
You know,
and it's really psychologically interesting too.
You know, there is a movie that kind of does that.
I've seen it.
No, there's another one.
Oh, there's another one.
Sallow.
Oh, Sallow does that.
Yeah.
Oh, I might be actually interested in Sallow for that reason.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I think the director was in his 60s or 70s, and this was his last film before he passed away.
Oh my god.
So this is I want to give this message to the world, and I don't care if people see it or not.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Oh man, that'll take me. We gotta watch Gummo before Sallow, man.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We actually tried to watch.
We were gonna watch Gummo.
We couldn't find a good version.
Couldn't find a good version. Yeah. So, but we watched this instead.
Yes.
And
I'm glad we did.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm glad we did. I really enjoyed this.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I'm glad. Yeah, when good Sion Sono hits, it hits hard.
Yes, it does.
It's very hard.
Man, I remember not being hit by Tag though. I know you really like Tag, but Tag was just a tad bit too abstract for my taste.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you might want to give it a rewatch knowing the ending.
Maybe.
I hate saying that because yeah, I know people who their go-to argument is just rewatch it. I don't want to force that, but it explores. I can't say it. I can't say it.
Yeah.
We'll say this off camera because this is spoilers for Tag.
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
I think that's
wraps
enough.
It up.
Yeah, it's enough for a first impression.
Yeah.
Viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Discussion. So, thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Yeah. Well, this is a new thing.
You did that last time too.
I know.
Don't let that be a thing. That's kind of lame.
Okay. Peace. I don't know.
I mean, if you were referencing something, maybe, but are you?
No. It just felt innate. It felt natural. I won't make that the thing. I didn't do that.
I feel bad for calling it lame now.
No, it's fine. I didn't do it during Ocean's 8 today. I don't think. We made 3 videos today.
Oh, 4 if you count Ocean's 8. I mean, oh wait, you did.
Doctor Strange was earlier.
You did that yesterday, and you had some audio issues. I know.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Hey, productive day for the channel.
Good, productive day.
Channel's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After my little sleep
time.
The
vengeance. And that's it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.